Okay, guys, welcome back to the show. Today we have four games for you, and they is actually, if you wait for the end, the last two games are both perfect games, type 2. Now, if you don't know what type 1 or type 2 perfect game is type 1 is if you make a ball on the break and player 1, the breaker, runs the game out. And then type 2 is if the breaker misses or scratches, player two's attempt becomes a perfect game attempt, the first attempt. So today we have two of them, and they're both happen to be type 2, but they were very nice, so please stay for that. And on this first game, we had a great spread on the break, which was awesome, and solids looked really good. There was only really one problem ball, which was the 6 in the middle that was kind of blocked by the 9. But if we could just get to that ball on the tail string side, we might be able to push it up to the top corner, I was thinking, for the whole game. Most likely the top right corner, but I would have been able to make it in either corner at this point in the game if I could just get to it. So what we're going to do with this one ball is come off the rail and down, and I should have put a touch of forward on it or follow, and that would have kept me from hitting that 12 ball, which you see here. It kind of killed the whole corner pocket idea that I had, but I thought I could come off the rail, and of course I couldn't bank it into the right corner from our perspective, but I could get it between the 9 and the 6 and get in the left, and of course I hit it wrong. So the type 1 run out was now off the table, and player 2 steps up and has an excellent look here. As I said, the spread was great on the break, and you can see here what I did mostly was just use the natural progression of the cue ball, those first two shots, and then here I do a little bit of draw, come off the rail with the draw, and leave myself perfect for this 12 ball, and then go for just a small bit of follow, almost like a stun shot with just a little bit of follow. Slow that cue ball down. Now we're going to come off this rail with this 14, and I was thinking I could bring the cue ball so I could hit this last stripe in the side, but I wanted to come back off of it. I just figured the leave was going to be easier for the 8 that way, and have a nice 8 ball here. Make sure not to scratch. Sometimes I'll put a little touch of left side spin to avoid the scratch. But you got to be careful because it does deflect a little bit. But guys, that's our first game in the bag. Now we have another run out here for you. And once again, as always, if you can get a good spread on your break, you have an excellent chance for a run out. And it looks like we didn't make any balls, so it's a type 2 run out here, it looks like. And first shot here is going to be the stripe off the wall, and then just let that cue ball, like I said, come off naturally. And I missed, so player 1 steps up for his attempt at a run out, which is a type 3 run out because he was a dry break. And the solids are looking nice here, guys. So what we want to do is just try to put a little bit of low and use the progression of the cue ball, and that broke up that middle set a little bit, which was nice. Now I go for the tough shot here for the bank because I needed to get to these other balls, and I figured if I took the 1 out I might be trapped. So sometimes you have to take a little bit tougher ball. Right here, in order to get the ball to come at that angle, find the 30-degree line that it naturally comes off the cut. And if you need to squeeze it a little bit, you can do some draw, and it'll add to that cut, bring it to like 35% or even 38, and it will help to bring that cue ball around the stripes there. But guys, that 8-ball, take a look back. I had to curve it just a touch around that 9, so I was very shocked I made it. And then the way the 8-ball came off the rail, that was quite surprising as well, that it even went. And I see that on the TV sometimes when I'm watching the pro games, and I'll be like, how did that go in for them? So it was nice to have one actually go in for me that shouldn't have, or at least what I felt like it wasn't going to go in. So now it's just a matter of cleaning up these last balls here, guys. The run-out's out of the way, in the bag, as they say. Do a little bit of stun shot here, or stop shot. Take this 12 ball, come off the rail, naturally follow it, and you're going to have a nice look here at this bottom stripe. And do a little bit of follow, come back. You could either take the 14 or the 11. I chose the 14 because, as you see, this natural cue ball angle is going to come off perfect, and leave myself for the final shot on the side here. So guys, now we are to the 2 games that I wanted you to hang out for. Check out this break, first of all. It was quite unfortunate that I did make a ball, but the cue ball went in as well. So that bummed me out, because you see that 1 ball, it actually helped push the cue ball in. It wasn't going to scratch, but the 1 was going a touch faster than the cue ball, and it ended up pushing the angle to the side pocket there. So player 2 steps up for his perfect game attempt, takes out that first solid, comes back for this 3, clears up any balls that are out of, like, on that side of the table. So now it's just about getting good leaves here, guys. Take this 4 ball out, and I really wanted to stop it, but the ball just naturally carried, and I didn't have a shot here. But as you see, I scoped. If I put it through the uprights here, I could just barely miss that 5, and I was actually surprised it went. It was that close. I'm talking a couple millimeters of clearance, if that. And use that stripe for a blocker, so I have a nice easy look on this 6 ball. A little football analogy there for you guys. And then now I need to get that 8 ball into the right hand corner from our perspective here. So I did a small draw shot, but not too much, because I didn't want to bury the cue ball. And now I have a very tough shot with the cue on the rail, but with perfect fundamentals, dropped it in, guys. You can see how happy I am there. I love runouts that are your first attempt. Now, if this hadn't been a scratch, it would have been even better, but it's okay, because type 2s are nice. And let's go ahead and attempt our perfect game here, guys. We have 7 stripes that we need to handle, and they're all spread out perfect. So I'm just going to come off the rail here, come back up, and I have pretty much my choice of stripes. I take the easy one in the side pocket based on the leave, and now I decide to take this ball that's setting in the, or actually I take that side ball first, come off the rail and come back, and I could have done a combo, but I figured that it would be easier just to do a stop shot here, and then I could get that stripe that's on the wall, or the rail. And I didn't have any angle on it, so I was a little bit worried about, like, how I was going to get that stripe that's near the head string. And of course, because I couldn't come off, I didn't want to put too much English, because I didn't want to miss that shot. It was more important to make the shot than to bring the cue ball off the rail. So I take the tough, long shot, and that 12 ball just kind of bounced along the side, in and out of the pocket, but it stayed in, thank goodness. And this last shot was extremely tough. I could have went for the bank, but I went for the cut, because I feel like cuts are, your chance of making it is higher, a little bit higher than even a natural bank. So I went for the cut and kept the cue ball clean, and that game was awesome. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Now, guys, a little bit of water for a celebration. Strongly recommend having water nearby. If you start to feel a little bit off, a couple drinks of water will put you right back where you need to be. And so, guys, now this is where it gets really intense. Obviously, normally I wouldn't show you me racking up the balls after a good game like that, but just to show you that these were back-to-back perfect type 2 games, I wanted to show you the full progression with no cuts. So, as you see here, we're going to get this rack as tight as we possibly can, because if we want to have a nice spread, it's going to be very important to do that. And take a look at this break. This is where it gets very interesting, because I like to put a little bit of top forward spin, just like a half of a centimeter or less above dead center. But if you put too much, you lose some power with the cue ball as it follows here. You see that? And I feel like it kept me from getting the spread that I needed. And so as I look here, I have a very tough grouping of balls around the tail string here, or the foot string. But I figured, let's give it a shot anyway. So I take this stripe first and use the natural cue ball progression to break it up a little bit, which was great because now it's not so compact there at the bottom of the table. Take this 12, put it into the side. I believe that was the 12. No, actually that was the 10 ball, guys. And stripes are looking good. I like to take the ball that's on the rail first here because I didn't want the 12 ball to accidentally hit that stripe, that other stripe there. So I bumped that out of the way. I have a tough cut here on the 14, but the cue ball is nice because it's going to be able to come down and get to these other balls. And as you see here, it breaks them up perfect. Now, I could take this 12 ball, but as you see, I won't have a shot really unless I come back all the way down to the left corner. I could have squeezed that 11 ball, but I decided to take that first all the way up, and the cue ball pushed that 15 perfect for me. And now what you want to do here, guys, is a stop, or really, a stop would have been perfect. But as you see here, I did a little bit of draw, kind of buried me behind that 4. So I needed to put a lot of right English and curve it around the 4, and took a risk, and it actually worked out for me. Now I have a tough long 8-ball shot, but the angle's nice, it goes straight in. And I was so happy. At that point, I figured I could make this and finish this perfect game, back-to-back perfect games. Type 2, of course, we gotta emphasize that. But first we want to take out this solid that's gonna be a problem ball if we don't, and leave that cue ball kind of in the middle of the table. And we have a nice look at the side pocket here. And now I have my choice, really. But I decided to take the 1 ball because, like I said, I like to follow the line of the cue ball that it's going to travel. And I was like, it's going to come back perfect for that 4. Now, guys, if you follow here, you're going to have a shot for your 5. But I like to put a touch of draw and carry that ball. That way we can get rid of the 6. Now, I was really thinking the 3 ball I was going to take out. But since the 6 was so easy, I take that first. And now where it gets tough, I would usually do some low draw to bring that cue ball back off the rail and into the middle of the table. But I was thinking I didn't want to have too tough of an angle and leave me with a tough reverse cut. So I decided, because of the look of the 5 and the angle on the 3, if I could just do some type of stop shot here, guys. And as you see, it didn't stop perfect, but it was good enough that I had a great shot on the 3 for my 2 perfect games in a row. And that was fantastic. Hope you guys liked it as much as I did, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys.